One of the things that I think should be mandatory when it comes to a man and a woman having a child together, for the man in particular, is really doing research. I feel like it should be mandatory for men to take some type of class to educate themselves on women and what it is that we go through in order to bring a child in the world. Educate themselves on how our body goes through changes, on how our emotions and our mind goes through changes. And when we give birth, we are actually being reborn ourselves. And as our child grows, we are also growing with our child. There's so much that should be taught, I feel, in these situations because men are 9 times out of 10 totally ignorant to the challenges that women go through as mothers and the pressure and the pain and the healing that motherhood requires. And if there was more education during childbirth, during pregnancy, there will be, I feel like, a lot less of the demands, or there might be the same amount of demands because of the patriarchal system that we live in. But for the men that actually do care, there will be a lot less of the unrealistic expectations that are projected onto us. I've noticed that a lot of women have that same story of being told that they should bounce back, that they should be in the gym automatically after giving birth, that they shouldn't be looking a certain way automatically after giving birth, that after so many amount of months, they should be back to normal. They should be ready to jump back into work. They should be themselves again. I don't know what's taking her so long. And it's just like the audacity. If you were educated on what a woman goes through, if you were in her shoes, let alone educated, then you will understand it's not that easy. Then you will understand that it's a lot easier to place judgment on her, to criticize or analyze her, than it is to actually be in her position. Put on her makeup and get back out there and just look like herself and feel good again, you know? And so I feel like that's something that should be pushed. We have all of these different classes that are out here and stuff, but none of them are mandatory, and none of them are really like discussed when it comes to pregnancy and childbirth. It's just kind of one of those common things where it's like you learn as you go. But I do wish that was something that is encouraged for men. You know, Men that really care about their wives, about the mother of their children, whether in a relationship or not. Educate yourself, you know, educate yourself on what a woman goes through, because that way you don't put yourself in a position where you're oblivious, you know, and you're treating her unfairly and you're holding her up to these unrealistic expectations, all because you don't know. All, and not because you don't know, but simply because you didn't take the time to know. And I think that's a big difference. There's a difference between you just not knowing and you not caring to know. Those that really care about the person that they with, or about the mother of their children, they will take time to know. They will take time to learn. I think it's only right. And I think that if this was to be something that was mandatory for men, just like we have all of these laws of trying to control our bodies and what it is that we can and can't do, if that was something that was mandatory, it would raise the bar when it comes to respecting motherhood.